Ladies and gentlemen, I thought my mic was on, but it was not. I can't be on here long, but I just jumped on here to let you know that time is fleeting. Yes, time is fleeting. Time waits for no one, no man. Time is like a currency. So when you woke up this morning, did you wake up complaining or did you wake up in praise? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I woke up like, Lord, I am tired. My physical body is hurting. It's raining here, so I know a lot of us probably have headaches. My head feels like somebody done knocked me upside it. And I want to tell you that despite feeling uncomfortable in your body, despite feeling down, try to muster up the strength to do what? To praise God, ladies and to praise God, because worship unto God is the only thing that can shift atmospheres like never before. Or you can worship Satan with worry, and we don't want to worry. We want to worship. We want to praise, thanking God for waking us up today. In the last 12 months, I have lost 3 cousins and 1 aunt, which lets me know that time waits for no one. Sickness, disease can take anybody out, even the healthiest. And so as we're begging and crying and asking God for more time, I need you to ask God for the strategy for the time that you have today. Who will you love on today? Who will you hug today? Who will you embrace today? Ladies and gentlemen, why? Because time waits for no one. Time waits for no one. I was at work the other day and I was talking to one of my employees who talks to me like we're best of friends, meaning there's certain things that even as a friend you shouldn't tell or you shouldn't say out loud, but she said it out loud. And what she said was there's a young man who lost a relative. And she said, wow, I'm sorry he had to come back to this hellhole. What hellhole? You work from home. You're not even customer facing. No one's screaming and cussing you out. All you're doing is designing. And yes, design can be strenuous on the mind, trying to come up with ideas and things of that sort. But hell, not hell. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds like a bitter, ungrateful individual that possibly needs to quit their job, that possibly needs a refresher in life, that possibly needs a new lease on life, because if not, they will go down a dark, downward spiral. And when they look up, time will be wasted. I don't want you to be like them. I don't want you to waste time murmuring and complaining. I want you to use your time like a currency. Use your time to build the life that you always dreamed of. Use your time to embrace the people who spark joy in your life. Stop chasing after people who don't spark joy in your life. Stop working at jobs that don't spark joy in your life. Stop dressing frumpy and it don't spark joy in your life. Stop wearing your hair the way that you wear it if it don't spark joy in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, start with the basic. Back in the day, we used to ask God, God, how do you want me to dress? How do you want me to wear my hair? Meaning that everything is wrapped up in his divine time, that everything is wrapped up in his divine purpose. And if he puts you on this planet, there's something that he would have you to do. And I'm telling you, ladies and it is not always to be miserable. It is not always to be uncomfortable. But what it could be is you to fight for your joy, fight for your peace, and to push through. Why? Because time waits for no one. My aunt had cancer and nobody knew she even had cancer. Well, she knew, but she didn't tell nobody. And it must have, I think they gave her maybe a year or 2 to live. She refused treatment and it must have been something aggressive. And we had less than, I want to say 5 days to see her. Maybe 6 or 7, when we got the message like, yo, she dying. Y'all trying to come see her, trying to come through. She ain't tell nobody, but she dying. We're like, wait, what? Yeah, she probably got like until the weekend. You know how we talk. She probably got until the weekend. So if you want to see your aunt, because time is running out for her. It's time running out for you. So my other cousin, who I just came from the funeral yesterday, I'm not sure how long she had been sick, but her mom texted us a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and said that she decided to take her off the ventilator. I didn't even know she was on a ventilator. A ventilator, she's using machines to be able to breathe. Jesus, we don't have as much time as we think. There are certain people who live in certain regions where tornadoes can break out at any time. I don't want this to be morbid. I just want this to be urgent. That you don't have time to listen to gossip. You don't have time to scroll. You don't have time to not dream. You don't have time to not plan. You don't have time to not execute. I listen to some friends and like, I wish I would have done that back in the day. Oh man, only if I would have kept going. Don't waste another time being a woulda, shoulda, coulda person. Don't do that. Don't waste any more time being a woulda, shoulda, coulda person. Because woulda, coulda, shoulda don't pay the bills. Woulda, coulda, shoulda don't hug the grandkids. Woulda, coulda, shoulda don't embrace the loved ones. Woulda, coulda, shoulda don't build passion and have you travel the world. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If you had less than a week to live and you need to plan this quarterly, how would you live your life? Who are the people who would be in your life that spark joy? I'm too old to fail. I'm too old. We have to remind ourselves, you are the covenant keeping God. Jesus, I'm hurting. You are. My mom even lies in a hospital bed right now. She's a fighter, man. I'm too old to fail. I'm too old. You are the covenant keeping God. You are the covenant keeping God. I'm too old to fail. I'm too old. May you have a blessed and prosperous day. And remember Proverbs 3, to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. You are too oiled, too anointed to fail. If God has placed a desire in your heart, go to the manufacturer for the strategy to fulfill it. With God, all things are possible. I love you, ladies and gentlemen, to life. Remember, you're too oiled to fail. Time is of the essence. Rest when you need to rest. Don't burn yourself out. But be strategic who you give your body to, your mind to, your heart to, your time to, because you can't get it back. May you walk in a season of clarity. May God give you divine wisdom, divine strategy for whatever he's called you to do, because time is of the essence. Have a blessed and prosperous day. Bye.